We have another thought-provoking picture. This picture is very thought-provoking because it makes you think about things. The title of the picture says "People Nowadays." And we can see that there is a man or somebody drowning in the water. They're drowning and they're reaching up to try and get help. They're reaching up for some help, but they're drowning. Now, what's everybody else doing? What's this crowd of people doing here? Are they helping? Are they trying to rescue the drowning person? No, they're not trying to rescue him. Instead, they have all pulled out their phones and they're recording the situation. So they're not helping, they're recording, just recording the drowning person on their phones. Now, for some reason, all these guys are bold. I don't really know why. They're all bold and wearing orange clothes. Maybe I'm missing something here. I don't know why they're bold. But so what's the deeper message of this picture? What do you think? What's the deeper message that this picture is trying to make us think about, right? Well, I think that the message of this picture is about people's tendency nowadays to record things on their phones instead of really taking any real actions in the world to help the situation. Like, people have a tendency nowadays to just record stuff instead of helping things. Like, for example, if somebody is being robbed or somebody is in trouble, somebody needs help. Well, for a lot of people, the first thought that comes into their mind is not like, oh, how can I help this person? Instead, it's more like, oh, I better record this. I'm pulling out my phone to record this situation. People have a bit of a tendency to do this nowadays. For example, I think I saw a video on the subway in New York. It was on the subway in New York and some crazy guy was attacking some lady, right? Some lady on the subway. Now, did anybody try to step in? Did anybody step in to help this woman who was being attacked? No, nobody helped her. Instead, a few people pulled out their phones to record the person attacking the lady. I suppose this is good because they can show the police this evidence, but nobody really went to help. Nobody wanted to help the lady who was being attacked. Instead, they just pulled out their phones to record the incident. And I think a lot of people nowadays, we have a tendency to, like, anything that's happening, we want to pull out our phones and record it so that we can post it on our social media. It's like we care more about engagement on social media than we do helping real people. One example that comes to mind, I remember I was traveling once and there was a homeless person on the street. There was a homeless person sort of begging. They were begging on the street. And I saw this guy come over with his girlfriend and he came to give the homeless person some money, right? To help the homeless person. Okay, that's good. But his girlfriend was there recording the thing on her phone. So the only reason he was giving this guy money is so that his girlfriend could record him giving him money. This kind of rubbed me the wrong way, right? It really rubbed me the wrong way when I saw this guy giving a homeless person money and then his girlfriend was there recording him. This really rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I wanted to say something to these people, like, don't do that. Don't record yourself giving homeless people money, right? This is not a good way to get engagement on social media. It's very selfish and it really rubbed me the wrong way when I saw that. Another thing that comes to mind is something that we call the bystander effect. The bystander effect. So what's the bystander effect? It's a thing basically where in public, if somebody is in trouble, if somebody's being robbed, if somebody is being attacked or assaulted, right? There's this kind of bystander effect where most people will just stand and watch. Most people will not do anything to help the situation. They will just watch. But there's a kind of psychology to this where people don't want to get involved in situations. A lot of people prefer, instead of helping the situation, instead of trying to stop somebody being robbed, they prefer just to pull out their phones and just kind of record it, just record it happening. Then maybe later they can post it on social media. They can get lots of views, lots of clicks, and they can benefit from this. And so this is a kind of bystander effect. And I think in China, it can be particularly bad. There are some stories from China in particular where people have been in big trouble. I think there was one where a woman was lying on the street, really injured on the road, and nobody helped her. Like, people don't help people. In China, this bystander effect, I think, is pretty bad. At least that's what I've read about. That's what I've heard. I don't know how true it is because I've never been to China. So you can tell me if it's not true. But apparently the bystander effect is quite strong in China, meaning that if you're in public and you see somebody in trouble, you see somebody getting robbed or somebody who is hurt, they've fallen down and hurt themselves, a lot of people in China will not help. They will not want to help. They don't want to get involved in the situation. So there's a strong bystander effect in China. And I think one of the reasons for this, at least this is what I read, is that there were a few cases in China where I think there was one case where a woman was lying down on the street. She had fallen over. She had fallen over, right? And so, and a guy came to help her. He came in to help her. And then later on, this woman actually sued the guy who helped her. She sued the guy who helped her. They went to court, right? They were in court. And the woman won. The woman won the court battle. And the guy who came in to help the woman, who was lying down in the street, who needed help, the guy had to pay for this. It seems crazy, right? But yes, the guy had to pay money because she sued him. I don't know how. Maybe she sued him for contact or whatever. She blamed him for being hurt and she had to pay. And so, and I think this picture here also speaks to something bigger as well. I think it speaks to something a bit bigger in, like, we have a tendency nowadays to, instead of trying to really like take action for ourselves and help people, we like to just post on social media instead. Like, for example, maybe there's poverty in your city, right? There's lots of poverty. There's homeless people who really need help. The less fortunate, we can say. People who are a bit less fortunate and who need help. I think a lot of people, instead of taking any real actions to help these people, they could maybe do a night at a homeless shelter or what we call a soup kitchen. A soup kitchen is usually a place for homeless people to go and to get free food, free soup. In the UK, we have something called a food bank, right? A food bank is where you can go if you need food. You can go there to get free food if you're in trouble, if you're struggling, right? And so you could go and help at a food bank. That would be one way to actually help people who are struggling. But I think that most people don't do this. Most people don't go and work at a food bank to really help. Most people maybe will talk on social media and send messages like, oh, this is bad. There should be less homeless people. There should be less poverty. But so they post on social media and they feel like they have done something to help people by doing this. They feel like they've actually done something to help. But in reality, they haven't really done anything. They haven't actually done anything in the real world. And again, this picture is kind of speaking to this. It's speaking to this as well, in that people, instead of actually doing anything in the real world to help people, people prefer to post on social media and then they feel better about themselves, they feel like they are helping, but they're not taking any real actions in the real world that actually help people. Anyway, I think that's what this thought-provoking picture is trying to tell us. Thank you for watching this video. Keep listening to English, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello guys. If you want more videos, go to EnglishSponge.com. On the website, you will find videos from many different teachers, some British teachers and some American teachers. The videos are organized by level A1, A2, B1 and B2, so you can choose which level you want to listen to. So, go to EnglishSponge.com. The link is in the description of the video.